Hello ladies and gentlemen, Vagran Gaming. We're back at it again with Leon, our Vanguard tank, the Sheild specialist. And this was an interesting match. Normally an arena is about 3-4 minutes. This one goes a little bit longer. As you can see on the timer, you'll probably notice it's about 10 minutes. And that's because I'm on a reasonably balanced team, but unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, but the way things worked out, I'm facing down a Guardian tank and 3 Commandos on the other team. The only reason why I mention that is they have a lot of self-healing. This is before there was adjustments made to their self-heals. So when they pop their reflective shield, when they hit their adrenaline rush, and when they pop their defensive shield, they're getting some pretty big heals from them. So, again, as always, I was mostly focused on trying to do as good as, if not better than the other tank. But on top of that, I'm trying to stall, interfere, do whatever I can because they can pump out a decent amount of damage, and honestly, they've got a ton of healing collectively. One thing that didn't help is you probably noticed my artillery blitz there. I think I missed like 4 or 5 of those where like I saw an opportunity, I tried to drop it, and everybody immediately ran out of the area of effect. And yeah, I was just sitting there going, wah, wah. It was pretty embarrassing. One of the other things I tried to do whenever I saw an opportunity for it, and it didn't always work, was I tried to stun the healer as often as I could. And there I tried to use my leap as an interrupt, but I must have messed up the timing because it was a no-go. And the other thing was whenever I noticed that a lift had gone off, you know, don't mess with it. There were a couple of close calls where the Sage Electronets used his lift, and I almost broke it just because I was like, alright, I'm going to tab, and then I'm going to Ion Pulse. Like, sight unseen, which is a terrible idea. Fortunately, I was able to restrain myself a couple of times. So yeah, we really go the distance in this first round, as you'll see. And I'm just doing whatever I can. I'm trying to, like there I used the pole Stockstrike stun, just to like keep the healer out of action. Then I went to use my, I forget that the AoE stun I have, it stuns them for like 1.5 seconds. It doesn't last very long, but I figured every second I can keep the healer from using a healing ability, the better, because for various stretches of the fight, and this isn't a criticism against my teammates by any means, they had their strategy and they were going to stick to it. But whenever I see a healer free casting, like, I want to use my interrupts on them. It doesn't always work, but this time it did. In fact, I remembered I had a match against the core once, or it might have been after they had already reshuffled around and Flavor for last month had formed. I was on a healer, and their Vanguard tank parked on me the entire match. I think he would rotate targets for like his taunts, but other than that, he just chased me around like non-stop, stunned me, interrupted me, and I remember it was tough trying to get the heals off. But it was also tough because as a healer, I'm just kind of mashing buttons. So, yeah. Anyway, so I actually tried to take some notes from that because I remembered when I was on the receiving end, it was pretty effective as far as pressure goes. So it's always that compulsion I have when I see a healer free casting that I want to put some pressure on them anyway. And case in point, I was just kind of chasing the healer around, trying to find opportunities for like stuns, interrupts, all that good stuff. I think I just tagged him with an interrupt there because it doesn't always work to just flat out tunnel the healer. I mean, sometimes it does, depending on the strengths and weaknesses of the players involved, but sometimes it backfires. I've seen plenty of matches where they're like, alright, we're going to tunnel the healer, and it didn't work. You know, like, it depends on a basis between your strategy, your comfort zone for your playstyle. Like, all these factors can play a part in whether or not any given strategy will work. So a lot of times, it's a matter of everybody agreeing to something, even if it's not your preferred way of doing things. Just stick with it and work with your teammates, because you're probably going to have better success that way. So we're at about the 30-second mark in this match, getting close to it, and it doesn't look like any of them are going to go down anytime soon, because again, they've got all those self-heals. And even a Guardian, like a Guardian tank, if they space out their defensive cooldowns, I mean, people used to joke that they've effectively got 3 lives, and I remember when I was doing marathon sessions, if I had a decent healer with me and I was on my Guardian tank, Shama, he was spec'd out for mostly endurance and power, and he was pretty survivable. And if the healer was like, I'm stuck, use your defenses, I'd probably have one on tap that I could just use because I just didn't need to use them that often with all the healing going off. So it's like Toki there just hit his reflective shield and then backed up to his second one. And now we're all going to cluster around in the middle because the gas is coming. And this actually works out for me because as a shield specialist, you get a decent amount of AoEs. I got hit with the awe there, which was smart. And then I'm about to start popping some AoEs, hit my stun. And I'm going to go for an artillery blitz. And hey, I can't claim that I took everybody out, but you know, a win's a win. Okay, so round 2, here we go. And during the break, one of our team members made the observation that it looked like their tank wasn't guard swapping. So as far as the DPS strategy, they were like, all right, we're just going to pick one and we're going to sit on him. And something else that I didn't notice during this match, or even the first time I rewatched it, but one of my team members, Electronet, I don't think he ever got hit with one, because I think in round 1, I got hit with like 2 or 3 of them. Like I was getting netted all the time. So I thought it was funny. Like there's this sage named Electronets, but I'm the one eating all of them. Which I'm like, hey, great, I'll take the damage. It's my job. So I gave it the net. Normally I'm a fan of like duck and cover or stop, drop, and roll, but I just kept plugging away. But fortunately, the healer I was teamed with, Electronets, was really good because he kept me up. So right here, they clustered up again. I went for a blitz. I hit with a knockback, which is a smart counter. My hold the line was not up. And we're holding up decent. Like, it looks like Sauce... Oh boy. Sauce... Man, these names. Saucetronomus. Let's just call him that for right now. The guy on the bottom of the ops frame. It looks like he's taking a beating. So, our healer's probably on him, and like they clustered up again, so I went for another artillery blitz. And I'm just packing those AoEs in whenever I can. And I didn't chase the healer around as much this round as I did the previous round. And, you know, overall it looks like that worked out half decent. I dropped my gas canister there because it looks like 2 of the commandos were close up. And one of the reasons why I did that was because... Oh, nice, we got the tank. One of the reasons why I did that is because at any given moment they can start throwing full auto, and that's bad news. For example, I noticed the full auto going off. I didn't bother leaping to him or anything. I wanted to stay where I was, but I did throw the taunt. And so I figured if that's one of his biggest attacks, I should be like diverting a decent amount of his damage. Now, I'm not positive, but one of these guys on their team was an assault specialist. So it's been a while since I've looked at the tooltips. I don't know if full auto packs as much of a punch for them. I don't think it does. But either way, it looks like our team's strategy as far as the DPS goes was really working, with me doing my best to back it up. Although the DPS did most of the heavy lifting on this match. Well, then again, so did the healer. I got carried. What do you want me to say? But either way, things really came together in round 2. Round 1 was a bit of a knockdown, drag-out fight, but round 2, like, they really turned it up, and they did all right. So now they're down to the last man, and we're just running them down. Got some stuns on him there. I think I paused to swap my guard, not positive. It's something that I can never catch in time. Hits his reflective shield, so it wasn't enough. Not that time anyway, but I mean 3-on-1, what are you going to do? So honestly, that was a fun match. I enjoyed it a lot. I did decent for protection, so I was pretty happy. And overall, like, it was fun. I enjoyed the challenge of running up against 3 commandos with all the self-healing. The match went better than I expected. So as always, thanks for watching. Feel free to rate, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope you all are having fun, and I'll catch you next time.